Well, good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to this magnificent Barony Hall on this special day, a day of celebration for you, our graduates, and your families, friends, and supporters. We're delighted to be joined here today for this ceremony by people from across Scotland, the UK, and indeed the world, in what is one of the most important and indeed enjoyable days in the university calendar. In a short while, each of the graduates will, when their name is called out, be invited to come up onto the stage. I will then cap them, thereby conferring them with their degree. This is an ancient public and symbolic rite of passage, a proud secular tradition stretching back to the Enlightenment when Strathclyde was founded. Upon being capped, our graduates will become graduates of our great university. Once the ceremony is finished, you're invited to join us for refreshments at a reception in our Learning and Teaching building, just up the hill here. But before we begin, let me say this to you. Please savor this moment. And to the families, friends, and supporters gathered here, do not feel the need to restrain yourselves when showing your appreciation for our graduates, short maybe of coming up onto the platform here. Do enjoy this ceremony, which I now declare formally open. Thank you very much. Now please welcome Professor Duncan Graham to present our honorary graduate, Dr. Ruth McKernan. Duncan and Ruth will be followed by Dr. Mario Para Rodriguez, who will present our students.
My Lord and Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you Ruth Mitchell McKernan, CBE, a scientist, leader, innovator, entrepreneur, public servant, art lover, wine connoisseur, an all-round remarkable human being. Ruth is someone whose life has been shaped by curiosity, courage and conviction. Born in the beautiful hills of Perthshire and shaped, as she says, by the tones of Catford, South London, Ruth is a proud Scot, even if her accent sounds just a little bit south of Stirling. Her formal scientific journey began with a first-class degree in pharmacology and biochemistry at King's College London, followed by a PhD in neuroscience and then a period of postdoctoral research at St Mary's Hospital Medical School. And it was from there that her career quite literally took flight, from London to San Diego and then back again to lead major advances in pharmaceutical research. Ruth rose rapidly through the ranks of both Merck and Pfizer, not small names in global pharmaceutical companies, ultimately becoming Senior Vice President at Pfizer and later CEO of Innovate UK, where she oversaw a £1 billion budget to drive research and enterprise. And let me just say that again, £1 billion. That's the kind of budget that makes most of us breathe into a paper bag. Her achievements at Pfizer alone are extraordinary. She led the establishment of major research units in Cambridge and the USA, oversaw more than 30 scientific partnerships, put multiple therapeutics into clinical trials, and in the face of the closure of the Sandwich site, brought in investors, spun out 6 companies, and ensured Science in Kent not only survived, but thrived. As CEO of Innovate UK, she transformed the UK's innovation agency, introducing bold new initiatives like innovation loans, inclusive entrepreneur support schemes, and a stronger, more diverse leadership team. She didn't just administer innovation, she lived and she breathed it. But Ruth isn't someone to sit still. Since leaving government, she's co-founded not 1, not 2, but 5 biotech companies in the last 5 years. The latest of these, Drake Therapeutics, launched mid-June with a $140 million investment. That's a huge investment and is creating new medicines for central nervous system disorders. Her work focuses especially on neuroscience and in particular the creation of new therapeutic solutions for conditions like Alzheimer's, Huntington's disease and other CNS disorders. And Ruth doesn't just support innovation, She helps make medicines that matter. And let us not forget that Ruth has also given generously in public service. She has chaired the UK Bioindustry Association, chaired the Scientific Advisory Group of the UK Government's Dementia Mission, supported the COVID-19 Antiviral Task Force, and she serves as a trustee for Alzheimer's Research UK and has helped steer major national research initiatives like the Catapult Network. And alongside all of this, Ruth remains a passionate advocate for communication, education and equity in science. She's written for New Scientist and delivered high-profile lectures and talks such as Opinions and Opportunities for Driving Innovation across the UK, and that was delivered at the Cheltenham Science Festival. She's judged the McRobert Award for Engineering and championed women in innovation. And she's also the kind of person who can talk about GABA receptors and their interaction with alcohol to a packed audience at the Edinburgh Book Festival. In recognition of her achievements, Ruth has been awarded numerous prizes and honours throughout her career, far too many to mention in detail, but I will pick out her CBE for Services to Business and Innovation in 2013, and more recently, Ruth was presented with the most significant contribution to the Mediscience Sector Award at the European Mediscience Awards. But what makes Ruth really exceptional is not just what she has done, but how she has done it. She leads with warmth, clarity and vision. She has built up others around her. She has given countless hours to science, policy and public engagement, while still finding time to enjoy a stroll round the garden, a glass of wine in hand, and a keen eye for contemporary Scottish art. So today we honour Ruth not only for her extraordinary achievements, but because she so fully embodies what this university stands for: the usefulness of learning, the boldness to forge new ventures, the collaborative spirit of modern science, the openness to people and ideas from all walks of life, and above all, the capacity to make a difference. It is with great pleasure, therefore, my Lord and Chancellor, that with the authority of Senate, I ask you to confer upon Ruth Mitchell McKernan the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Congratulations. Welcome to Cliff College. Welcome. And I have a wee thing for you. If you put it in the certificate now. Well done.
Barely recognise myself. Well, good morning, Lord Smith, academic staff, distinguished guests, proud families and friends, and above all, graduands of 2025. It really is an extraordinary honour to stand before you today and accept this honorary degree from the University of Strathclyde. I'm really amazed by those lovely words. I honestly didn't recognise myself. And Strathclyde is a fantastic university, a place known for innovation and a deeply rooted commitment to useful learning. And that really resonates with me. So to each and every graduate here today, graduand, not just yet, congratulations, I want to say, you've done it. You've completed something significant. And maybe it took late nights or long hours, determination, and perhaps a few moments of doubt. I know I felt that during my career. But here you are. Here we are. I remember my first graduation at the Albert Hall, and my father turned to my mother and said, "Oh, at this rate, Ruth will be up in a minute." And in those 3 seconds, I'd walked across the stage and off the other side, and he totally missed it. So my advice to parents is really watch carefully. It's a very important moment, but it is just a moment that celebrates many years of very hard work, and you'll be proud. My parents were proud. They would be proud if they could be here today. So a degree, the piece of paper that we're proudly collecting, is many things. It's a recognition of knowledge, of course, but more importantly, it's a signal to the world and to yourself that you can learn. that when confronted with the new and unfamiliar, you can dig in, and that is powerful. I collected my degree before the human genome was sequenced, before the internet, and some of you won't believe this, but before mobile phones. In my various jobs, I had to get my head around all kinds of new technologies, from embryonic stem cells to large language models. Well, at least I had to get my head around it enough to understand how useful they could be. I'm a fan of large language models, such as ChatGPT, and I've used them. I've used them, for example, to translate the technical detail of magnetoencephalography into a simple document that I could share with investors. What would have taken me a weekend of hard work was done and edited by the expert afterwards in less than 10 minutes. Just amazing. That said, I would advise it's also important to check not just the content, but also the context. I sat on a discussion panel where the organisers had used ChatGPT to write the introduction to panellists. The opening phrases went something like this. Dr. A is the Chief Business Officer of a global pharma company. Mr. B is a serial entrepreneur. Dr. C is the head of a new biotechnology organisation. And for me, Ruth McKernan was born in 1958. If I were to offer my advice based on personal experience, I would give you three things. And politicians say you always need a trio of ideas. So here are my three things. Be open, move fast, and be kind. Be open to change, open to people who are nothing like you, open to opportunity. Becoming Chief Executive of Innovate UK was the consequence of a breakfast conversation to discuss a spin-out company from Pfizer. It turned out that the person I was meeting was on the recruitment committee, and he put my name forward, even though they really were not looking for a biochemist. Your degree should not define your limits. It proves that you have none. Whatever subject you studied, the world you're stepping into doesn't care much about what you've memorised. It cares about how you think, how you adapt. Some of the greatest lessons you will learn will come from moments that weren't planned, from mistakes you didn't mean to make, and from people who challenged your perspective. I would advise you to move fast. Don't hesitate too long when you know what's right. Take the leap when something excites you. And don't buy into this current myth of move fast and break things. No. Move fast and build things. Move fast and lift people as you go. Move fast and learn quickly when things go wrong, because sometimes they will. And be kind. Make time for people. Make time for laughter. You get one life. Don't spend it waiting for a better moment to enjoy yourself. And treat other people with dignity and respect, not just those above you or beside you, but everyone. You never regret being kind, but you would regret moments when you weren't. Half a century later, I'm still haunted by some very unkind words I said to my classmate. So if anyone knows Karen Hooley, I would formally like to apologise now. So what next? What next for our graduates today? I have no idea. Many of the jobs you wonderful people graduating today will do haven't even been invented yet. I could not have imagined genetic therapy counsellor, games coder, blockchain broker, or media influencer. While at Innovate UK, I was often asked to predict the future, and my response, and I wasn't the first to say it, is that the best way to predict the future is to create it. Your career is just starting. The world is open, and yes, you know you are the future. Thank you again for this incredible honour, and once more, congratulations, class of 2025. You've earned this. Go out there, enjoy yourself, make it count. Thank you.
My Lord and Chancellor, in the name of the university and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for Research in Counseling, Anne Bohan McInnes. For Research in Psychology, Chloe Moore. Dolly Sunil Kumar. For the degree of Master of Research in Physical Activity for Health, Martin Jack Perslek. Ada Shaw. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Sport and Physical Activity, Ellis Anderson. Cara Jane Beatty. Kelvin John Bradford. Michael Cameron. Cameron Nathan Black. Michael Cameron. Chloe Carroll. Maury Donaldson. Christopher John Robert Gordon. Chloe Anna Graham. Evie Kerr Graham. Felix Hale. Ewan Richard Hunter. Nina Astrid Johnson. James Mackenzie. Robbie Mayer. Ewan Daniel Makara. Ben Hugh McIntyre. Ewan Duncan McClue. Mark Murphy. Kerry Robertson. Alistair Rogers. Gregor Brian Scott. Kerr Scott. Rowan Elizabeth Seville. Alicia Civil. Cole Malone Struthers. Luke Tuttle. Joanne Turnbull. Clara Honey Visma. Miriam Jesse Ward. Robbie Watson. Aisha Samir. In Psychology and Counseling, Zoe Duncanson. Morven Lily Ferguson. Elsa Gibbons. Scott Graham. Chloe Hardy. Charlotte Harrison. Stephen Jack. Amy Long. Heather Nihon. Tamayanthi Magarisha Palandron. Robin Roxborough. Michelle Yand. Mehreen Safar. In Speech and Language Pathology, Dana Mosleh Al-Habari. Rain Nasser Saif Al-Jahai. Evie Grace Blackadder. Joy Rebecca Connery. Nicole Elliott. Olivia Hope Ferguson. Katie Flavin. Paige Lynn Griff. Kirsty Rachel Harrison. Sarah Maria Holmes. Lorna Kiprianou. Abby Lawson. Wendy Patricia McDonald. Moya Ann McNesby. Hannah MacArthur. Sarah McClure. Amy McCrory. Jay McMullen. Anya Miller. Jenna Mullen. Aoife Marie Murray. Ellie O'Hagan. Kirsty Rock. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, Maria Catherine Aiken Sintas. Alia Haved Ali. Amy Allen. Zoe Lindsay Allen. Manar Hussain Mohammed Al-Lawati. Brooke Charlotte Allison. Ellie Rebecca Anderson. Emma May Anderson. Muriel Anderson. Hajiran Anwari. Aram Ather. Ailsa Barr. Rachel Beckett. Julia Ilaria Velosa. Erin Blackhurst. Alexander William Burke. Keisha Bauer. Anna Brani. Nancy Brinkley da Costa. Caitlin Butch. Neith Margaret Burns. Alice Heather Calvert. Scott Alexander Campbell. Claudia Comerford. Catherine Marie Combs. Eve Crawford. Olivia McCarroll Conigan. Fern Frances Dakers. Ariana Hannah Darlu. Molly Francis Davison. Benjamin Love Dempsey. Amy Donaldson. Keris Donaldson. Brooke Karen Donnelly. Molly Victoria Lane Dowling. Rachel Drummond. Gemma Aimee Fawcett. Sarah Ferguson. Holly Galbraith. Emma Celine Catherine Getty. Mary Gibson. Julia Allison Gill. Taylor Alexandria Glenn. Neil Clifton Gurley. Beatrice Guglielmini. Monica Goron. Caitlin Hall. Morven Harskes. Madeline Marie Holden. Amy Humes. Amy Elizabeth Jackson. Shreya Jha. Isabel Kate Jordan. Chloe McCrae Kirkwood. Isabel Grace Lawton. Holly Levisk. Erin Marie Littler. Nathan McInnes. Sylvia McKay. Callum McPherson. Morven Vivian McCallum. Rachel McCallum. Rowan Isabella McClure. Emily Alice Jane McCourt. Catherine Elizabeth McGlone. Chloe Michelle McGrillen. Emma McLaughlin. Eve Elizabeth McLernon. Sarah Vivian McNaught. Hannah Catherine McParland. Rachel Lindsay Miller. Megan Pearl Miller. Brooke Catherine Bridget Mitchell. Louis Muirhead. Afton Murdoch. Sampada Nair. Robin Patricia Naismith. Jessica Nelson. Emma Louise Oates. Anthony Ossie. Hope Palmer. Amy Phillip. Charles Plant. Maria Helen Postigo McTaggart. Forbes Gordon Prentice. Rosalind Christina Ray. Taylor Rankin. Isabella Roma Red. Romano Rayleigh. Heather Louise Ritchie. Sarah Mae Christina Ross. Zaira Salim. Jennifer Sarah Scott. Camille Frances Simpson. Erin Simpson. Ailey Leslie Snedden. Sandra Maria Schampf. Amy Stewart. Ruth Eliza Stewart. Guy Suleiman. Carolina Schaefer. Annabelle Violet Thompson. Emily Jane Thompson. Sinead Helena Thompson. Emma Wallace. Rebecca Whitelock. Carrie Wiggins. Amy Wilkinson. Ira Shan Grace Williams. Miren Wiley. Brian Samit. In Psychology and Law, Bethany Martin. In Psychology and Spanish with International Study, Nicola Armstrong Cervantes. In Psychology with History, Eve McFadden. In Psychology with Journalism, Media and Communication, Sophie Porter Shanks. In Psychology with Spanish with International Study, Phoebe Jean Ashworth.
Well, let me extend a warm welcome to you all once again on this special day, which marks the culmination of many months of hard work and dedication for our new graduates. First and foremost, I'd like you to join me in offering our heartfelt congratulations to our graduates of 2025 for their collective achievements and success with a round of applause. Gosh, you're very restrained. You really must. Just kidding. All of our graduates here today have shown great commitment, resilience, adaptability and determination to arrive at this day. For those of you who are graduating in the presence of your loved ones, this is a moment of great pride. Your family, friends and supporters have undoubtedly played a crucial role in your journey. So let us take a moment to acknowledge and applaud them for the support they've given you. Likewise, our dedicated staff have worked tirelessly to provide you with an exceptional education and student experience, and your success reflects their commitment. Graduates, let's take a moment to show our gratitude and appreciation to them. Now, once this ceremony has concluded, we will leave the hall in an academic procession, and that signifies that you are now full members of the Strathclyde academic community, which numbers more than 220,000 worldwide. As esteemed members of this community, you join a long line of alumni who've gone on to excel in their chosen fields. And this includes not only notable names such as physician, missionary and explorer David Livingstone, television pioneer John Logie Baird, Lady Elish Angiolini, former Lord Advocate of Scotland, former leader of the Scottish Conservative Party, Baroness Annabel Goley, and entrepreneur, philanthropist and long-time supporter of Strathclyde, Sir Tom Hunter. But there are also individuals such as computer science graduates John Giandrea, who's now Senior Vice President of Machine Learning and AI Strategy at Apple, and Dr. Pauline Burke, Head of Data Science, Siri Assistant and Diction at Apple. Teaching graduate Andy Roxburgh, OBE, former Scotland men's football team manager and now Technical Director of the Asian Football Conference. Economic and Social History graduate and a very generous donor to Strathclyde, Dr. Leslie Stretch, former President and CEO of software services company Medallia. Economics and Finance graduate Anne Dovingen, Senior Vice President at Norwegian export finance company Exfin. And Biochemistry and Bioengineering graduate Dr. Mark Travers, Global Head of Monitoring Excellence at pharmaceutical firm Merck & Co. Strathclyde was founded in 1796 during the Scottish Enlightenment through the bequest of Professor John Anderson, who believed in knowledge for all the greater good, wished to establish, and for all the greater good, wished to establish a place of useful learning. We've remained faithful to this founding principle, which continues to guide us today as we strive to make a positive impact on society and the world. We're a research-intensive university committed to creating new knowledge and understanding to tackle the challenges of our times. Our scientists and researchers are leading the development of innovative technologies that will facilitate transition from fossil fuels to clean, sustainable energy sources, such as wind, solar, hydrogen, that will power our future world and tackle climate change. We're developing new drugs, using new digital manufacturing processes, which will provide cheaper, more effective treatments in the fight against cancer, kidney diseases, inflammatory diseases, while also helping our health services evolve to face the challenges of health and social care in the changing demographics of the 21st century. And through our focus on entrepreneurial education, Strathclyde Inspire, we're helping students and staff to create new businesses with sustainability in mind, which are reaching beyond the university, helping to create jobs and support economic growth. And we're leading the revitalisation of this part of the city through the Glasgow City Innovation District, which is bringing companies, both large and small, here to work together across key research clusters: health tech, fintech, 5G, industrial informatics, space and quantum, much of which is based within our Technology and Innovation Centre, which is not far down the road. In the near future, we'll be creating another innovation centre, named in honour of one of our most successful alumni, businessman Dr. Charles Huang. He donated £50 million to Strathclyde, an extremely generous gift and our largest ever, given in recognition of the role that this university played in his success. £30 million of this gift will be used to transform the former Students' Union building on John Street into a new key element of the university's technology and innovation zone, allowing more businesses to co-locate with the university and improve productivity, develop world-class talent, research, technology, and accelerate inclusive economic growth. And we're a major player in the second innovation district, the Advanced Manufacturing Innovation District Scotland, out near Glasgow Airport, where we operate the National Manufacturing Institute Scotland facility, which is helping to grow Scotland's manufacturing capabilities as part of the fourth industrial revolution. It's called Industrial 4.0. That's going to see digitalisation, automation and artificial intelligence transform the sector and provide huge economic and employment opportunities. We're partners too in the Medicines Manufacturing Innovation Centre operated by CPI, and that sits across the road from the National Innovation Centre. And the Digital Process Manufacturing Centre we also have at Irvine in North Ayrshire, and that's offering training opportunities, cutting-edge digital demonstrators, and access to expert support on research and development. Strathclyde also works to inform public policy on national economic strategy, education, productivity, and workplace strategies throughout our various research. And we're training teachers, lawyers, journalists, and civil servants who contribute so much to our society. Now, through our Centre for Sustainable Development, our globally minded staff and students are working, co-creating solutions with our global partners across academia, civil society, and public and private sector to secure real-world impact and tackle the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In pursuit of our vision, we understand the value of successfully working in partnership with business, with government, and with the third sector to make a difference. And we extend our global reach through academic partnerships with the likes of Stanford, NYU, MIT, Caltech, Tsinghua, Nanyang Technical University, and the National University of Singapore. As a university, we're continually working to enhance our student experience, investing in our campus and student experience, evidenced by our new Strathclyde Sport and Learning and Teaching building, and investing in health and well-being services. And we're always putting students at the heart of everything we do. And our progress and efforts in all of these areas have been greatly recognised in recent years with a host of awards. Just listen to this. In 2019, we became the only university to win the Times Higher Education UK University of the Year twice, having first won in 2012. We've also been named Business School of the Year, Workplace of the Year, and Research Project of the Year in recent years. Strathclyde was named Scottish University of the Year 2024 and runner-up as UK University of the Year in the inaugural Daily Mail University League tables. Alison McCall, who compiled the rankings and who previously was responsible for the Sunday Times Good University Guide and League table, described Strathclyde as the epitome of a progressive 21st century university seeking to shape and change society for the better through the pursuit of educational excellence and social change, and still a place of useful learning, just as when it was set up more than 200 years ago. Furthermore, last year we were named European Entrepreneurial University of the Year in the EEE Awards, and we collected our 4th Queen's Anniversary Prize. That's our 3rd consecutive Queen Anniversary Prize in recognition of our research, innovation and entrepreneurism in photonics and the science of light. Now, these awards reflect the quality and breadth of activities in our university across all faculties. But some of the highlights from this faculty include, in psychological sciences and health, new technology designed to support first responders and emergency medical workers facing traumatic experience at work, that's underdevelopment. Researchers are collaborating with software design company Sentinel Limited to produce Sentinel, an AI-powered application with resources for identifying early signs of trauma in frontline workers and offering assistance when most required. And in humanities, the daughter of a former Strathclyde vice principal left £1 million to the university in her will. The generous bequest of Charlotte Lythe, who was formerly Dean of Arts and Social Sciences at the University of Dundee and the daughter of Professor Edgar Lythe, will support the internal appointment of 2 professorial chairs, the Charlotte Lythe Chair in Humanities and the Edgar Lythe Chair in History, as well as 3 new Chancellor Fellows Lythe Lectureships in the Department of Humanities. And these examples are just a small sample of the wide-ranging activity and successes from our university just in the last year. It's upon these past achievements we build our future and achieve the goals and ambitions we've set for ourselves in the next 5 years or so in our strategic plan, Strathclyde 2030. Today is a day to look forward to the beginning of a new chapter in your lives, where you will take the knowledge and skills you've acquired during your time here to pursue and realise your aspirations. And as you forge your new careers, the university's values of being people-orientated, of being innovative, collaborative, ambitious and bold will stand you in good stead. Now, the world, as we know, faces many challenges and uncertainties. These challenges, such as climate change, demand solutions. As graduates of Strathclyde and the future leaders of our society, you have a responsibility to use your talents and your education to make a positive impact on the world. So whether you go in to pursue careers in business, science, engineering, politics, or any other field, remember you have the power to effect change, to inspire others, and to change the course of history. And we heard much of this from our new honorary graduate today. Incidentally, she was telling me privately in a conversation that her parents said, "You would benefit from a Scottish education," and she now feels she's arrived there. Very moving stuff. So, with power, however, comes responsibility. And I urge you to never lose sight of the values that have guided you thus far: integrity, humility, empathy. These are the qualities that will set you apart as you navigate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. And as you step out into the world, you carry with you the knowledge and skills you've acquired during your time at this esteemed institution. But more than that, you carry the spirit of Strathclyde, a spirit of innovation, collaboration, and excellence. Strathclyde is also an institution where freedom of thought is encouraged and valued, an institution exemplified by tolerance and inclusivity. We hope you'll continue to demonstrate Strathclyde's socially progressive values and ethos of tolerance, pluralism, and a desire to make a positive difference. I'm confident you'll do this because you go out into the world equipped with that most valuable asset, knowledge. The Strathclyde degree that you now hold in your hands is your passport to success as you rise to meet the challenges ahead. And as you embark on this new chapter of your lives, I encourage you to continue learning, to embrace new challenges. Remember, pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong journey, and that success is not measured by what you achieve, but by the impact you make on the world around you. So it's with immense pride that we see you graduate today, and though you may be leaving us, we hope you will continue to stay in touch, let us know how you get on, and continue to contribute to Strathclyde, because it's through the involvement of our alumni that we can provide a first-class education and student experience for you. So we now ask you to think of those who will follow you. Finally, I'd like to thank the faculty and the staff of Strathclyde for their unwavering commitment to excellence and for their dedication to helping our graduates achieve their full potential. And to the families and friends of our graduates, thank you for your unwavering support and encouragement. And thank you also for the amazing enthusiasm during our graduation ceremony. Thank you. In conclusion, I would like to congratulate you once again on this momentous achievement. The University of Strathclyde has equipped you with the tools you need to thrive in the years ahead, and I have no doubt you'll make us all proud. So go forth with confidence, with purpose, and with the knowledge that you are capable of great things. I wish you all every success for the future. Thank you. I'd now like to invite you to join the academic procession and ask family and friends to remain upstanding until the procession has left the building, and then join us in the Learning and Teaching building up the hill here for refreshments. I now declare this congregation closed and ask you to be upstanding, please.